There comes a moment in every life when the noise gets quiet, when the distractions fade, when the applause disappears, when even the people you thought would stand beside you slowly drift away. And in that silence, you are left alone with one question: why are you still going? Because when the pain hits, it doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't knock politely. It crashes through your plans, tears apart your comfort, and sits heavy on your chest like a weight you never trained to carry. It whispers doubts into your mind late at night, telling you that maybe this dream was never meant for you, that maybe you're not strong enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough. And that's where most people stop. That's where most people fold. Not because they didn't have potential, not because they didn't have dreams, but because their pain became louder than their purpose. But there is a different kind of person, a rare kind of individual, someone who looks at that same pain, feels every ounce of it, and still decides to move forward. Not because it's easy, not because they don't feel fear, but because something inside them burns stronger than anything trying to break them. Their why is bigger than their pain. And when your why becomes bigger than your pain, everything changes. Because pain is temporary, but purpose echoes through everything you do. You see, the struggle is not just part of the journey, it is the journey. It is the long nights when nobody sees your effort, the early mornings when your body begs you to quit, the sacrifices that no one applauds, the failures that stack up like bricks, testing whether you'll build a wall or a foundation. And let's be real for a moment, it hurts. It hurts to try and fail. It hurts to give everything and still fall short. It hurts to be doubted, to be overlooked, to feel like you're running as fast as you can and still not getting anywhere. But what hurts even more is living a life where you never even tried, a life where your potential stays locked inside you, where your dreams slowly fade into regrets, where you look back one day and realize you let pain win, because pain will always be there. There is no version of success where pain doesn't exist. There is no dream so perfect that it comes without sacrifice. The difference is not in who feels pain. The difference is in who has a reason strong enough to endure it. Think about that. Because when your why is weak, every obstacle feels impossible. But when your why is powerful, when it's rooted deep in something that matters, something that goes beyond comfort, beyond fear, beyond temporary struggle, suddenly the same obstacles become stepping stones. And history has shown us this truth over and over again. There was a man who failed not once, not twice, but thousands of times while trying to invent something the world had never seen before. Each failure could have been the end. Each setback could have been the excuse to quit. But instead, he kept going because his vision was bigger than his frustration. He didn't see failure as defeat, he saw it as progress. And eventually, after relentless persistence, he brought light into the world in a way no one had ever done before. What kept him going wasn't luck. It wasn't ease. It was his why. Another man born into hardship, faced rejection after rejection, defeat after defeat. He lost elections, failed in business, experienced personal tragedies that would break most people. By all logical standards, he should have given up, but he didn't. Because his purpose was not tied to comfort, was tied to something greater than himself. And years later, that same man rose to lead a nation during one of its darkest times, proving that resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about outlasting it. And then there was the dreamer, the one who was told his ideas were worthless, that his imagination was unrealistic, that he didn't belong in the world he was trying to create. He faced rejection so many times that most people would have accepted defeat as reality, but he didn't let rejection define him. He let it refine him. He kept creating, kept believing, kept pushing forward until the very thing people mocked became something the entire world would celebrate. What connects all of them is not talent, it's not resources, it's not luck. It's the fact that their why was stronger than every reason to quit. And now the question becomes, what is yours? Because without a why, discipline feels like punishment. Without a why, sacrifice feels meaningless. Without a why, pain becomes unbearable. But when you find it, when you truly connect with a reason that matters, everything shifts. Suddenly waking up early is not a burden, it's a necessity. Suddenly pushing through exhaustion is not suffering, it's part of the process. Suddenly failure is not the end, it's feedback. because you're no longer doing it just for comfort or approval or temporary satisfaction. You're doing it because something inside you refuses to settle for less than what you know you're capable of. And that is where transformation begins, because once that transformation begins, it doesn't ask you if you're ready. It demands that you become someone new. It demands that you let go of the excuses that once protected your comfort and face the reality that growth is never gentle. It is raw. It is uncomfortable. It stretches you beyond the limits you once believed were permanent. And in those moments when everything inside you is screaming to go back to what is familiar, to what is safe, to what is easy, your why becomes your anchor. Because without it, you drift. You drift back into habits that keep you average. You drift back into environments that limit your vision. You drift back into a life that feels comfortable but quietly drains your potential. But when your why is strong enough, it pulls you forward even when you don't feel like moving. It reminds you that this isn't just about today, it's about the life you're building, the legacy you're shaping, the version of yourself that's waiting on the other side of this struggle. And let's not pretend this journey is glamorous. There will be days when you question everything, days when the progress feels invisible, days when it seems like the world is moving forward without you. You will watch others succeed while you're still grinding in silence, still fighting battles no one else can see, still pushing through doubts that try to convince you that maybe this isn't worth it. And in those moments, the pain will feel louder than ever. But that's the test. That's the moment where everything is decided. Because it's easy to stay committed when things are going well, when the results are showing, when the recognition is there, when the path feels clear. But real commitment, real strength, is revealed when none of that exists, when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when you're standing in the middle of uncertainty with no guarantee that it will all work out. That's where your why either carries you or your pain crushes you. And the truth is, most people never build a why strong enough to survive that moment. They chase motivation instead of meaning. They look for quick wins instead of lasting purpose. They want the reward, but they're not willing to connect deeply with the reason behind it. And so when the pain shows up as it always does, they don't have anything solid to hold on to. But you're different. You're here because something inside you refuses to settle. Something inside you knows that there is more you can become, more you can achieve, more you can give. And that voice, that quiet, persistent voice that keeps pushing you forward, that is your why trying to break through. So listen to it, strengthen it. Feed it with clarity of purpose until it becomes louder than every doubt, louder than every fear, louder than every excuse that tries to pull you back. Because when your why is clear, your actions become intentional. You stop wasting time on things that don't align with your purpose. You stop seeking validation from people who don't understand your journey. You stop negotiating with your goals and start committing to them. And commitment, true commitment, changes everything. It turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It turns setbacks into setups for growth. It turns pain into power. Because now, every sacrifice has meaning. Every early morning has purpose. Every late night becomes an investment. You're no longer just going through the motions, you're building something step by step, day by day, moment by moment. And yes, it will still hurt. There will still be moments where the weight feels unbearable. Moments where you wonder how much more you can take. But here's what you need to understand. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. It reveals your limits and then challenges you to break them. It strips away your weaknesses and forces you to rebuild stronger. It tests your commitment and shows you who you really are when everything is on the line. And if you can learn to see pain not as something to avoid, but as something to grow through, you unlock a level of strength that most people will never experience. Because now you're no longer afraid of the struggle. You embrace it. You understand that every challenge is shaping you, every obstacle is preparing you, every failure is refining you into someone capable of achieving what once seemed impossible. And that's when things start to shift. Not necessarily in your circumstances, not immediately in your results, but within you, your mindset becomes unshakable. Your discipline becomes consistent. Your focus becomes relentless. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating momentum with what you have, where you are. because you realize that the perfect moment doesn't exist. There is no ideal time to chase your dreams. There is no version of the journey that is free from struggle. There is only now and what you choose to do with it. So you take action, even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when it feels like you're not ready, because your why doesn't allow you to sit still. It pushes you to move, to grow, to evolve, to become. And over time, those small, consistent actions begin to compound. What once felt impossible starts to feel achievable. What once felt overwhelming starts to feel manageable. What once felt like a distant dream starts to feel like a reality you can touch. But it all comes back to one thing: your why. Because at the end of the day, motivation fades, excitement fades, even inspiration fades. But purpose endures. Purpose wakes you up when you don't feel like getting out of bed. Purpose keeps you going when everything around you is telling you to quit. Purpose reminds you that this journey is bigger than your temporary discomfort. And when you truly understand that, when you internalize that truth at the deepest level, you become unstoppable, not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. And as you grow stronger, something powerful begins to happen, something subtle at first, almost unnoticeable, but undeniable. Once it takes hold, you stop negotiating with your own potential. You no longer wake up asking, do I feel like doing this today? Because your life is no longer driven by feelings. It is driven by purpose. And purpose doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't wait for convenience. It doesn't pause when things get uncomfortable. It demands consistency, it demands discipline, and most of all, it demands that you rise again and again. No matter how many times life tries to push you down, there will be mornings where your body feels heavy, where your mind is clouded with doubt, where yesterday's failures still linger like shadows in your thoughts, and in those moments you will have a choice. You can either listen to the voice that tells you to rest, to delay, to quit, or you can listen to the deeper voice, the one that reminds you why you started in the first place. Because your why is not just a reason, it is a responsibility. It is the promise you made to yourself when no one else was watching. It is the vision you saw when everything inside you alive for a brief moment and showed you what your life could become if you refuse to give up. It is the silent contract between who you are today and who you are meant to be. And breaking that promise, that's a different kind of pain. It's the pain of regret. The pain of knowing you could have done more, been more, pushed harder, but you did it. That pain lasts longer than failure ever will. Failure teaches you. Failure builds you. Failure shapes you into someone stronger. But regret haunts you. It follows you into the quiet moments, into the late nights, into the spaces where there are no distractions left, only the truth. And the truth is, you were capable all along. You just didn't make your why big enough. But today, right now, that changes, because you're not here to live an average life. You're not here to settle for mediocrity. You're not here to watch others chase their dreams while you bury yours under excuses and fear. You're here to rise. You're here to push past the limits that once defined you. You're here to build a life so powerful, so intentional, so aligned with your purpose that pain no longer becomes a stopping point, it becomes a stepping stone. And that kind of life, it requires something different. It requires that you stop waiting for external validation and start trusting your internal drive. It requires that you stop fearing failure and start embracing growth. It requires that you understand one simple but life-changing truth: nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dreams. No one is going to do the work for you, fight the battles for you, or carry the weight for you. This is your journey, your responsibility, your life. And once you fully accept that, once you stop looking outside and start building within, you unlock a level of power that cannot be taken from you. Because now your progress is no longer dependent on circumstances. It's not dependent on luck. It's not dependent on approval. It's dependent on you and the standard you're willing to hold yourself to. And when that standard rises, everything rises with it. Your effort becomes sharper. Your focus becomes clearer. Your resilience becomes stronger. You begin to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to prove to yourself that you are capable of more. Because deep down, you know that every challenge you overcome is evidence. Evidence that you're growing, evidence that you're evolving, evidence that you're becoming the person your dreams require you to be. And that's the part most people miss. They want the dream, but they're not willing to become the person it demands. They want success without transformation. They want results without discipline. They want growth without discomfort. But that's not how it works. You don't get the life you want, you get the life you build. And what you build is determined by what you're willing to endure. So when the pain comes in, it will come. Don't run from it. Stand in it. Learn from it. Grow through it. Because on the other side of that pain is a version of you that is stronger, wiser, more resilient, more focused, more unstoppable than you ever imagined possible. A version of you that doesn't quit when things get hard. A version of you that doesn't break under pressure. A version of you that turns adversity into advantage and struggle into strength. And once you become that person, there is no going back. Because now you've seen what you're capable of. Now you've experienced what it feels like to push beyond your limits. Now you understand that the only thing that was ever standing in your way was the belief that you couldn't. And that belief, it no longer exists. So you keep going. You keep pushing. You keep showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like no one is watching. Because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you, for your future, for the life you refuse to settle for the dreams that demand your commitment, for the purpose that calls you to rise. And one day, sooner than you think, all those moments of pain, all those sacrifices, all those times you chose to keep going when quitting felt easier, they will come together. They will form something powerful, something undeniable, something that the world cannot ignore. Not because it happened overnight, but because you built it piece by piece through every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt you refuse to surrender to. And when that day comes, when you finally stand in the reality you once only imagined, you won't just feel pride. You'll feel understanding. You'll understand why the pain was necessary. You'll understand why the struggle had to happen. You'll understand that every obstacle was not there to stop you, but to prepare you. Because your why was always bigger than your pain. And now there's nothing left that can hold you back.